Hello and welcome to Dual Attack. This is Connor and I'm joined by Pete and Ian as we do another one of our WTC recap videos. And as always, just a quick shout out to Moment of Clarity who did all the recording. And there was a pop-up, which I actually forgot about until it was right there, that said that this video comes in right at the end of the first round. So Pete, I believe you've already had your first turn. And Mathias is just in the process of finishing up his turn too.
Hello all, this is Pete Bates. I was on a team with Ian on Team Numbats. I have got Kyrrax on the right of the screen versus Tyrus, which is Mathias on the left. This is a pretty well-practiced list that comes close to me having played it for about 6 months or something very, very similar with the double death dealers, double lashes, and the trike. In this game, I kind of wish I had a second Paragon, but getting a second Vipex was kind of more important. So, anyway.
Do you know, in terms of the matchups, Pete, do you know if this was a matchup that you wanted?
This was yellow. So this was like a 50-50, this one. It was yellow under the basis that kind of figured that they would drop Helith. And I guess the pseudo analysis I did with Dan Tacken was I'm pretty sure Helith kind of is very, very good into a tricky, unless it's a Kyrrax tricky, and then it's close to a 50-50. So when he dropped Tyrus, I was a little surprised. But I still think this is probably a sort of 50-50 coin flip kind of game. Yeah.
Did it change up any of what you racked or how it deployed?
So to no one's surprise, I racked Silence of Death. I'm pretty sure in this game I also racked Host of Shadows just because of those largest obstructions. The stream tables obviously had a ton of terrain all over them. So I kind of, having played the trike so many times, like the best kind of trike is definitely a ghostly
dead trike, correct. But no, sorry, what? Bane of my existence, that guy there.
So talking about the bane of existences, the what I did there was just go up and try to throw a cheeky little bladed gale onto Kruger. I hate Kruger. Kruger is my least favorite model in the entire game. And he is just so incredibly good into a infantry swarm under Shadow Flame, in my opinion, unless you got Paragon support, and I couldn't afford to have the Paragon everywhere. So I think I did a couple of boxes on a bladed gale, so a fully boosted bladed gale.
Yeah, I think you did close to 7-ish, which hopefully makes it harder for him to be aggressive with the Kruger.
Yeah. I was telling you guys before, I have not watched this game back, and it's been what is over a month and a lot of drinking on a holiday, so I don't remember this super well. But I'm pretty sure I got blood in my eyes, and I will attempt to try to kill Kruger again later this turn.
Half dead Kruger wasn't good enough. You need a full dead Kruger.
Yeah, 100%.
And going back to the point about the obstructions, it looks to me like there's 4 on the table. No, 5. 5.
Oh yeah, in my deployment zone as well. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, although and your side, there seems to be a big kind of gap right in front of the trike. So, do you know you went first? Obviously.
Yes.
So that means Mathias got the opportunity of table sides. Were you kind of happy with the side you got, or would you have preferred to be on the other?
I think he is probably trying. Maybe he's probably not cognizant of the fact that. Oh no, you choose side after rack. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say maybe he's not cognizant of Host of Shadows, but he certainly would have known about it.
Because I was just thinking where that sort of train piece is in the middle of his army on his side would probably be a bit annoying for the trick.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but I've had plenty of games essentially sitting the tricky behind the the largest obstruction on the table. As long as
Yeah.
we've got Host of Shadows, but essentially, like the things that kill the tricky is Israfyl is in this list. Israfyl, I think, is just sort of south of that obstruction we're talking about. And there's 2 units of cats. Israfyl can't really kill a tricky on his own. He can do work. Like the cats have to be delivered. So in that instance, it was kind of like, if I take your side, I'm parking right behind one of those obstructions, and I'm hopefully limiting landing spots for cats.
Okay. So you basically you would prefer to be on that side for that reason, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, no, I wouldn't, but I could play right. I'm surprised he didn't take the other side, because basically right under the trike, that's like a pretty large hill, I believe. So just extra defense is good, for an army that functionally, has got a feat for Ghostly, but otherwise doesn't have a ton of Pathfinder. I think it's a better side for him. Maybe he was worried about my guns as well. And
Well,
go ahead, sorry.
Your gun is mainly just the tricky though, right? There's not much else on your list that's going to reach out and touch you, unless it reaches out and touches you. I mean, that being said, there was a nice bladed gale there for Kruger, but that's pseudo gun.
Yeah, it is the gun, but I find people probably worry a little bit too much about the tricky's guns, but it is what it is.
Actually,
yeah.
I wanted to ask you, after being there and seeing it, just jumping back to your earlier point of double dealers, double lashes, I feel like a lot of the lists we saw, not necessarily with Kyrrax, but just in general for Khymera, favoured the Incarnate Knights. I know I sort of definitely saw them more in that one weekend than I had for much of our run up to it. How do you feel about that in terms of, having seen it now, seen them across the table, decision to take them or not take them in this case?
I will say I've been playing myself quite a lot of Rassic recently and enjoying it. And I've been running double knights. Like, they've got a place. I don't know. I'm kind of I think the way I like to play is like I like to position to a point where I can just kind of unleash overwhelming force. So what I want to be able to deliver, I want to make sure it does work. So I think you get more output out of the death dealers because you also get another 8 points worth of to spend, and they hit pretty well as hard. And I personally, just because of the way the feat interacts, I think death dealers are amazing with Kyrrax. Yeah, I'd probably choose. I'd be more inclined to not run them in a different list, sure. But with Kyrrax, they're so good. Like just being able to pop out grievous wounds onto pretty much anywhere on the board, or putting a tiny point of damage from a trike, and then essentially running death dealers into base to base, and then doing feat triggers and killing stuff is huge, in my opinion.
And I love the I've seen a few people with things similar to this, but your damage, your laminated damage grids, and then I think you also had like a box to tick for everything to make for feat turn as well. Is that right?
Yeah. That's a Dan Tacken special, that one, because he is the master of Excel.
The honourable 11th member of the team, Tacken,
correct,
always with us.
It was very, very useful, I would say, that little grid. And the feat marking was useful because it was just good clarity for the opponent.
Yeah, I was a big fan of anything and everything that just made the game nice and clear so that we could focus on playing the game and not get caught up on random stuff.
Yeah. I was just sort of thinking about board side. I think with Tyrus's feat, he probably wants to charge through the obstructions, right? In the hope that I'm going to give him the tricky, or at least put the tricky in range and he can go straight through it with a ghostly. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting old now, so I'm pretty patient. I don't mind waiting.
I was going to say, you've done a pretty good job of controlling Kruger as well, because I think he had top of the turn there, healed up a bit, took his boostage spray, got down to 2 health, and just decided to stay there and just I don't know, put a bit of damage into a Vipex, which, if you're worried about him coming killing infantry, this seems like the best trade he could have made.
Yeah. Any amount of damage on that guy is good, in my opinion. So,
especially because is that so just behind the Vipex, north of the blue flag, is that the chick with the dispel stick as well?
yeah.
Well, we're
Yeah,
going everywhere on this camera. Because if he'd moved Kruger slightly more aggressively, he probably could have got a spray through the Vipex onto her as well.
Oh, Pythia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pythia. But he opted for the much safer play.
I don't know necessarily if Pythia is a huge deal in this game in terms of him taking out. Don't get me wrong, it's a model. Like it's an otherwise important model. He comes pretty clutch later, but yeah. So the list has got 3 Arcanoids. Like I think he probably has to think about at least wanting to deal with the Vipex. Unfortunately, here he kind of gives me exactly what I want, which is essentially dudes in front of Kruger just for Alpha Hunter triggers. So even if I fail on Kruger, it's just such a juicy little line there. So yeah.
Yeah, Alpha Hunter here is everything and everything you want with a Tricky, right? It's giving him he has weird synergies with Kyrrax in the sense that he gives out sort of shots for you to get your feet triggers going, so you can just run across the board if you have to and start a chain that way. But also Kyrrax then gives him that map buff and that speed buff suddenly, and free charges always, just to be as threatening as possible.
Yeah, I think in many ways they're just like a real, strawberries and cream kind of thing. They both give stuff to each other that they really want to exploit. Like
That's
Wyverns
called
are
a healthy
amazing.
marriage, and then you call it exploiting. And I was like, that's not a healthy marriage anymore.
It's healthy enough. Come on, just a 20-year marriage. So yeah, like Wyverns are amazing with him. Like, and the Vipex build is also fantastic with him. Like, there's so many options in Kyrrax. But I found this was my favorite Tricky by far. Yeah, so Mathias did a cheeky little made to haul movement, which annoyed me because I'm like, oh, I'm going to gobble up me a Israfyl, but no.
Yeah, nice. One thing. So for the most part, I really enjoyed the event, all the scenery, all the rest of the stuff. Really great work. I will have a slight bone to pick with one thing that I didn't like, which was repurposing terrain as a bottom that also was repurposed for something else. So you can see the building got lifted up and there's like that, piece of neoprene with squares on it. But that exact same piece is used like a foot to the left as rubble.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And I think right under the Tricky, it's that same looking thing, but on deployment that was a hill.
Yeah.
Or maybe not a hill, maybe it was rubble, which was massively more advantageous for me.
Yeah. But I think just if it's going to be rubble, it's rubble. If it's going to be the under part for a building, it should be that. But it probably shouldn't be 2 things.
Yeah.
In the same table, at least.
I found it very odd on the fire table that we played on a number of times, and I particularly played on that twice. There were clouds that looked like they were on rough terrain. And I don't know, that just to me seems like an odd combination of things. And in both games, we played it as that. So I assumed that's what it was meant to be.
Oh, like cloud, but it's also rough terrain. I mean, I don't have a problem with that as long as that's like clear and intentional, I guess.
I'm curious here with so we're back into what, top of 3 here on turns, and you guys are both just kind of shimmied at each other, looked at each other. It doesn't seem like anyone's taken any real casualties. You talked about being patient before. Is this where's your head at in terms of like, is this going to be a jump in and get him turn, or are you waiting for him to make something that you can exploit?
I think it just comes down to a threshold of like how many cats can I kill. I can't quite remember if this is feat turn or not. I know that I definitely think about it being feat turn. But there's definitely stuff in range. So I kind of opted for like a bit of more of a refused flank. Like all my infantry are sort of banked on my right-hand side. There's like a little bit of those lashes there. I sort of like to go lashes on the flanks, death dealers towards the trike. But with maybe he's not cognizant of the fact of how eager I am to sapper my own walls. But those top guys, like, I'm pretty sure this is a turn when they get in there and just do a little bit of work on some cats. I think. Sorry, Connor, I did the exact thing you told me not to, which was predict what was going to happen.
That's all right.
You haven't told. I haven't seen this game because I was busy on another table buffing Olaf's win rate. Spoiler alert for that one. But this is the first time. I have no idea how this went, so I'm still with bated breath to see how it all goes down.
I like the narrative that you've just weaved there, Ian, that everyone was waiting to watch your video until Pete's came out.
What do you mean narrative?
You said spoiler alert because no one can watch your video until they've seen Pete's. That's the canonical order that these videos go in.
Correct. But no, the one thing I really want to see if it happens in this game is, and Kyrrax is one of the few. There's a couple, but one of the few warcasters I've seen live on the other side of the table for a significant amount of time. Just in your half of the table, like the opponent's half of the table. And I want to see if it happens this game because it's horrifying and amazing to see. I love it.
He doesn't quite get that deep, but he does work. He does get to do some work, which is nice.
While we've got this zoom in, are those cats like? What are they? They look like they're alternative.
Yeah, they're Aegis Paladors. Yeah, so this is feat turn. So that was that a little bit extra threat on a lasher up the top. So because I think I killed some random dude.
Yeah, you can see him just stepping off his proxy. He's coming for them.
Yep.
Oh Lord, he coming.
I like how you've got this dice tray, Pete, and then refuse to use it.
I pretty consistently say to my opponent, I'm like, I will roll in the dice tray unless I very obviously am not. But there was so much free space in the middle there. It was great.
Hey, it's perfect for stream.
Yeah.
Jay, who went to WTC, but also is a local for me. The amount of games where he sets up his dice tray and then just forgets about it for the high game, and then at the end of the game just packs up the dice tray and moves on with it. Pretty high.
Is that damage going into Israfyl there as well? He's marked damage.
That's damage going into the old Paladors. So I killed the Arknode. Yeah, I don't quite understand why he gave the Arknode away so early. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I know that I had very large hopes and dreams about the potential of actually killing Izzy this turn, which I don't think works out. But yeah, lashes go deep, do their thing. I think I am dreamingly potentially taking that 40 mil zone with those guys, and then we just continue to go extra deep. So I guess this is where I'm potentially trying to utilize the idea of death dealers now killing stuff that lashes have just done a tiny bit of damage on, in the hope that maybe I kill Issy that way, but I don't think I do enough. I think at this stage, Israfyl has inviolable resolve. So he certainly racked battle lust and inviolable resolve. I'm not too sure the third spell he had, but yeah, I would have loved to have killed him, but I think I probably should have. I do kill a bit this turn, don't get me wrong, but I think I probably should have focused more on cats this turn. And then there goes the bane of my existence.
Like I say, there goes Kruger. Otherwise, a whole denial flank seems like it might be for mood if Kruger gets to appear in the middle and say, "Howdy, boys."
Well, such is my hatred of Kruger. The whole reason I have a denied Fenk is probably Kruger, to be fair.
Do you reckon if he'd played Kruger, like, that was, I mean, there's probably a balance to be struck, but if he had played Kruger a bit more, I don't want to say passively, but defensively, would that have really like put the screws to you in terms of, you can come in, you might, you've really got to get work done on your approach, because he's going to be there to mop up afterwards if you don't.
Yes, 100%. I do not like going in an army that still has Kruger alive. I lose too much. Like, at that point, I mean, even if Kruger kills himself by blowing up, like, it's usually worth it. Lashes are just dead meat against Kruger.
Yeah, I guess if Kruger is behind the cats, those lashes and death dealers are not looking pleased.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the 1-2 combo here if you want to come in with the lashes and the dealers and you want to do work, but then afterwards you've still got these Def 13, Def 14 models that are engaging a very big amount of your army and just saying you got to stop and deal with us. And so anything that stalls out, keeps them alive for longer, would really just print money.
Yeah,
I can't help but notice that a spooky ghost popped out. Does that counter your feat?
So it does, yes. And it also, that was me forgetting about that mechanic. And I continue to forget about that mechanic to my detriment, in the sense that I am reticent to kill other bottles that aren't soulless in a later turn that I could have killed, because I thought another spooky ghost could come out. But that was just me being dumb.
Yeah.
Haven't had a huge amount of Dusk practice. This is actually my first game into Tyrus. But I kind of figure between the mechanics of the tricky, I do have game into it. So, and, he's got a threat ranging and standing feat. He's got Arcane Vortex. He's got, like, Stranglehold. I knew fundamentally what the guy did, but beyond that, I'd never actually played into it. And I'd never played into one of the spooky ghost creating battle engine things.
The Void Engine, yeah.
Oh, really? This was your first time ever playing into the Void Engine?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, there you go. I guess, I played a lot into it, obviously, because Dan's a local, and when he was getting ready to go to the WTC, it's all he was doing.
Yeah, fair. I think there with the trike, I'm just kind of using the trike to kind of proc extra feat triggers. Killing essentially what I can, just a small amount, and then just getting superfluous stuff. I know that my hope was I was going to clear that middle 40, like Mathias is 40 this term, but I think there's a little bro there who's the rights of whatever guy, the solo, Valus. I think that's Valus there.
Well, Valus is directly behind the train, right? The terrain, the train piece of terrain, right?
Yeah.
Did she thread to life something to keep it contesting? Because I think she looks like she's out of 3, but there's a guy in front that looks like it's done it.
Yeah. No, I think that is Valus. I think the guy behind him is towards Mathias. This is another little.
That's Dice, I think, behind, right?
Or even that, yeah, potentially, yeah.
How many? So I was thinking about this, and if we look at, there's your cheeky little made to haul move.
Oh, mate, I love that mechanic. Love that mechanic.
But no, so like mechanically, if you think about it, it's one of the strongest on paper solutions to a tricky. Is a battle lusted unit of cats, right? That is, I think people have said that that's statistically is the strongest thing you have. Single punch you can do to take down a tricky. Were there double cats in this list, or
There are, but I've killed the lead cat of each unit, and I'm quite confident that the cats don't have a line on the tricky.
Yeah, it looks like there's only 3 cats. Oh no, there's 4 cats there. There's a 4th there.
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah. So each bleed cat was definitely in a position to threaten the tricky, but again, like, quite happy just to keep him as a backline piece. I'm a big fan of keeping our unit backline with the tricky as well, which is the hope of what I've done with the Death Dealers, just for later punch. I kind of like what I did at the ascend of the turn, and I had planned it early, but I was always planning on Pythia going in and contesting the zone. But it just gave me that one last feat trigger on Kyrrax to move Kyrrax to the position of basically cannot die, which was behind the tricky.
Yeah, so did Pythia do the old charge in, auto hit, kill someone, Kyrrax feed, Kyrrax?
Correct, yeah. And then
Okay.
Pythia gets a repo onto the far 50, or the near 50 rather.
And because is Kyrrax's feet currently within?
So the model that does the kill has to be within.
Yeah, so you basically leave him up as long as possible, and then use the guaranteed kill off Pythia to like pull him back.
Yeah, that is usually the hope, because after having played a lot of Kyrrax, I really oftentimes only lose games with Kyrrax when Kyrrax dies. So, and it usually oftentimes comes down to like I'm projecting with feet and I just don't get that one last move back.
Yeah. Now it's a pretty cool trick with Pythia then, because the auto hit means the odds of you not getting the kill quite low.
Yeah, 100%.
As long as you attack the right thing, I guess.
It's damn near guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
I think on this turn, I probably disrespected Mathias's ability to kill all of those medium-based infantry for two reasons. I remembered he had Flashing Blade, but I didn't really think he was going to be so committed in his Flashing Blade that he'd essentially just, go down to pretty much 0 stack, but he certainly did. And in my mind, Tyrus, because he looks like it, I thought he was alive. So I was kind of really mentally happy with my Riven play, and not realizing the fact that wasn't doing anything.
Well, I think he's got the alt sculpt of Tyrus. Is that right?
I'm not sure. Either way, I thought the dude was alive, but he's not.
Yeah.
I love this. This is great. You get for me to commentate on essentially a game that I learned while I was playing, and now I just sound very foolish.
Well, we get to see if it works. Still don't know. Maybe you pulled this out. Maybe this was your moment in the spotlight. You could be in the decider. We've only released 3 out of 4 games. No, 3 out of 5 games.
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
The tension, it builds.
Is your game released?
It is. We started with me.
So it's 2-1.
Yeah. Spoilers.
I'm pretty sure I was the first game finished, which was interesting because it's always fun when you finish early. It doesn't happen very often to me because you get to check out everyone else's stuff, and it felt good. This round felt good for Sweden being the menace that it was. I think we kind of nailed matchups, and the round felt good in terms of a matchup point of view.
So we're just seeing hit the Flashing Blade, just commit
war
crimes.
Just pick things up. I guess because the turn of the turn, it looks like you had 2 control points above him, but he had about 20 minutes on clock over you. Obviously, I think a Kyrrax feat turn will do that when you're just making so many moves and so many attacks.
Yeah. How much time does your Kyrrax feat turn normally take, Pete?
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's what I'm very much not afraid to be patient in the game, because I know that my feat is going to take a long time, so I don't mind, I guess, doing quick early turns of just shadow boxing. I like to shadow box as well, so in general in the game.
And when you say shadow box, do you mean, I guess, like some people call it like footsies or other things where you're kind of just feeling out the opponent and like playing the threat range game?
100%. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
There are not going to be many armies that are going to play a threat range game as well as you, though, right? Because it's something like...
Well, Not into Kyrrax, I think 100%.
It's
Yeah.
about 16 inches for a charge, and even when you feel like you're a clever clogs and you stay outside of 16, I've seen you run lashes across the table, get a feet trigger, and then start pulling things in. So it's a fair way.
Yeah. The more and more I played Kyrrax, the more and more it started to remind me of Osram. Like way back in the day, Osram. Just obviously not the armor, but it was just the projection. And you could be patient for a long time. It had the guns. And it's another reason why I like the tricky, right? Because it kind of forces engagement. When previous in non-tricky Kyrrax builds, I think you couldn't always force engagement.
This looks like it's what you kind of want, Pete. He's coming in with the cav and he's not charging the tricky.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, he's killing my bloody Gale guy, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. Cats have got to do work.
But I assume the longer the game goes without the tricky dying, the more sort of in control you are, because it's the longer then it becomes harder and harder to kill, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. I think I mean Israfyl's still on the board now. But he's starting to become the only model that starts to threaten the tricky, realistically. I will admit that Mathias more work this turn than I thought he was going to do. Through a combination, I think, of the Flashing Blade and the lack of Mortal Fear working. Yeah, he did good.
Because, apart from Issy, who's currently in the bottom of the table picking up Pythia, that's pretty much, once the cats are committed here, he's got a second unit of cats, I suppose, that might be able to, I don't know where they're going to go, but they might be able to sort of shimmy around and project in that next turn punch into the tricky, but he's probably getting into spots now. It's going to be very difficult just to keep him from just sitting in the middle of the table and denying points. He doesn't even have to go over and score you 50.
Yeah. The thing that's probably not super obvious, there's 2 lashes that are controlling, or at least have they've got that in melee. So he's probably got a very difficult time in terms of that's a lie, actually, because he feeded. Yeah, don't know. He must have put that model in range of a lasher.
Oh, I see your point. And you reckon that was a mistake. He's just put a ghost in there, which I was expecting to kill it, because those ghosts have Annihilator, but it looks like it didn't.
I think it needs 7s, like it's boosted 7s, but
it made contact. It thinks it didn't. It looks like it just didn't do the damage.
There we go. He's down now.
There you go. Oh, he's doing his thing. They got 2 attacks, right?
The ghosty boys. I think they only have 1.
But
Machine Wraith Dominators do, but you pay your points for them.
True.
Yeah.
Also on my naughty list for Christmas.
Yeah, when you were talking about things that can take out a tricky, I think Josh Dickinson, Sexy Josh from Brisbane, rates.
God, that man's sexy, by the way.
Machine Wraith as his secret answer.
I both regret and don't regret how much I lamented. I had a couple of locals who really loved like the old school Machine Wraith Dominators. New ones came out, immediately they were all over them. And just as a player, I was pulling my hair out because I couldn't deal with these pesky things without overcommitting. Instead of getting those guys to pick them up, and then it bled over into James picking them up, and then I had to keep dealing with them all the way through.
Yeah.
All right, so both cats are now committed.
Yes, correct.
Do you reckon that was potentially... I don't know if he's got... I forget if there's revive going on here or not. Try and bring a cat back.
Doesn't have revive. You didn't rack revive.
Yeah, so do you reckon with 2 cats looking at the tricky, should he have tried to keep him back, do you reckon? And just say, hey, I'm going to come and put 60% of the damage into you next turn? Or at least make you come deal with them?
I think it could very well be a case that he's maybe relying on Israfyl. Like, looking at the board now, like he's not he's not in a terrible position for sure. He's kind of done what happens into Kyrrax and your infantry die. He's done that quite well. He's kind of controlled this southern border, and at least he's slowing down on the north.
Has he got Mage Hunter Assassins next to the unit objective in the center? Is that what they are?
Yeah,
Because
that's
they can put a dent into the tricky.
Yes, but they also, they also die. Realistically, it's dice -9. You might do 10 damage. You heal 2. Yeah. I tell a lot. I think in this game, actually, I did not rack Host of Shadows, and I think I racked Dragon's Blood, and Dragon's Blood is on the tricky.
Oh, there you go.
So, which I guess deters the cats a little bit more than anything else. So
Yeah.
I in that philosophy, I was particularly happy that that I got the side on the right.
Yeah, because if you don't have Host of Shadows, suddenly that train in the sort of center is more of a problem.
Yeah.
As well as the corridor between it and the other building that's just not attached to a space.
Yeah.
So looking at board state, looking at points, looking at time, you guys seem fairly even across the board.
I don't know how you can see that.
I'm making it up. I'm just declaring it to be true.
Fair.
No, I'm curious to know, yeah, what do you at in terms of you thinking this is a time game? You think this is a scenario game? You seeing blood?
I'm not seeing blood. I can't kill Tyrus. I think my win condition is probably, the thought that I've got is win condition is probably scenario. And the simple fact that at some point I do very much feel like the tricky is unkillable. And the tricky continues just to run away from Israfyl because, that's probably the only model now that really starts to threaten him.
So tricky's just charged out there.
Yeah.
Kyrrax looks to have. Has he activated and done his shtick?
He killed a cat. He killed a cat with the hope of clearing up some Death Dealers because I think my plan here is Death Dealers are gonna start contesting Mathias's 40.
Because it looks like Issy there has a fairly straight line to Kyrrax.
Well, I think he's already feeded, right? Which means Izzy can't go through the building that he would need to.
Correct. And I'm pretty sure I measured the 11.
Oh, okay.
So,
just towing out of it now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it's chewing up all those guys.
That's the tricky.
Oh, okay.
If you have not experienced the pleasure of watching a tricky just come, I used to talk about this with Pete, playing the mini game of trying to get the lashes and the death dealers to then play the main game of fighting the tricky. Because even after everything's dead, that tricky is still coming in with 3 initial range, 2 initial melee, and then buying another host of 4 attacks. It'll just nom its way through whatever it can.
I'm pretty sure all those models are they're all dead from initials. So, oh, no, I'm done. Right, cool. I don't know what I give him or I slow him down in the middle with. Okay.
Well, you can find out with us, Pete. Everyone's along for the ride together.
Pretty exciting as.
Looks like these death dealers are doing a fairly decent chunk into good old Issy here.
Yep, just death dealer things. There, mate. Oh, the last one failed me though.
They're amazing, except that one. He's not amazing. Yeah, it feels like you have got a lot of work done with fairly limited pieces here, because it's just the tricky and Kyrrax have gone. The death dealers have come down and played tag with Issy. We've got what a Vipex, a Paragon, and a unit of Snake Ladies. That rounds out your available pieces.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the Hunter's Mark guy, right? There's still models I can throw shit away with, which is kind of good late game in terms of contesting. This was me sucking again because I don't know how to game. So there's a little lasher up there in behind the obstruction that I was convinced that I required magic weapons for, but I did not. And then he...
Oh, as in you thought you required the magic weapons to kill the ghost, but the ghost attacked last turn, so it is corporeal anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. But pretty critically, he's kind of run out of models on the far flank to start contesting my my 50. So I think from a scenario perspective, things have probably slowed down a bit this turn.
Did he get 1 point there to your 2, or was that a no score for him?
Yeah, because I didn't contest that 50 there, which is what the intention of those death dealers were. But
you just forgot about it.
Just forgot things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So the score's 5-6.
This is Payload too, so both your payloads are getting quite close to.
Getting scored.
Yeah.
I think we're both within 1 of that.
Oh, within 1 move.
Yeah.
Do you reckon though that would be a favourable board state for you if both your objectives get scored and it's just the 240s in the middle? Provided you can keep control of where Issy is and what they're doing, the Tricky seems probably fairly happy to sit up there and just either camp 1 or both of the 40s.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think as soon as Mathias drops the payload, then I just net my payload and keep on scoring.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a design flaw in the payload scenario. But that's all right. 2026 scenario packet will be coming out soon.
It's going to be announced right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, because I think that must be going through his head as well. Because he's also got Tyrus there, quite close to that 50, so he doesn't even have to tether Issy there. He probably wants to keep it within 1 of scoring to see if he can get up on you, and then just score it and dunk it when you're at the end of your turn. Because if he can get up at the end of your turn by 1 or 2, and then dunk his objective, I think that actually can win him the game, and vice versa.
Yeah, the longer he keeps his objective, the longer he's got the potential for made the hall like shenanigans as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're pretty clear down here on the south.
Yeah. I think the Lasher...
I've never won.
I was just about to say the Lasher surviving here is pretty big, but no, I don't know. Didn't know.
I was about to say I've never once been able to understand his pink dice.
I think Mathias kind of realizes he's in a bit of a bind in terms of slowing down my scoring. Yeah, like he stopped me this turn, but like the only way he's going to score is 50, I believe here. I think he commits Tyrus because he needs to probably get... No, it doesn't. Tell a lie.
I think Issy's activated already this turn, so I reckon they're staying there.
Yeah.
He's probably also running out because there's the Void Engine in the back can spit out. Can it spit out? It can. Oh no, yeah. Well, it spits out solos from guys as they die. But
I think so. He's the previous turn. If you remember, he ran his solos to contest my objective. They're all dead. He's got no solos on the board except for the 2 dudes south.
Oh, so he's going for the score.
Yeah, he dumped. And at some point, I think early in his turn, either I or he realized his mistake in the sense that I don't think he now can come back in a way. But I was certainly up on scenario I just can't quite remember how much.
Let's say, yeah,
Well,
it looks like
currently,
you were 6-5, and then he scored 2, and then dunked the objective to get him to 10-6. So he's got a 4-point lead on you, and I guess he's
Yeah,
gonna.
as long as you contest his objective and score your 2, then you're easily up on 8, and then at that point, like you're just gonna keep clawing, like getting more each turn.
Yeah.
Do you reckon, time again, if that was the play, whether or not they were like the void engine and everything that's sort of sitting in that sort of middle third, or at the back of the middle third, should all be just on scenario points right now, just try and choke you out?
I mean, yeah, but like he's only got one turn of the void engine doing that before the tricky will kill him, right? Really?
Well, I guess the aim there would be if he's dunked and he's 4 points ahead, he's just got to make sure that you cannot score 2 points. There's 3 points available, and he's got to make sure you score a maximum of 1.
I think it's very tough though, right? In the
Oh,
sense that
absolutely.
like he's against models that really like the tricky knows how to kill stuff. That dude that's standing directly in front of Tricky, that's Valus. So I'm pretty sure with Izzy dead now, we just kind of we now redirect the Tricky in, and he just starts killing stuff in the middle.
Yeah, so at this point, Tricky, basically, like it's just easier for him to try to kill your cast than it is to try to kill Tricky, right?
Yeah,
Which,
but I mean, like
for anyone playing along at home who's tried to go into Kyrrax before, know that that's not it's not a small ask.
yeah,
Obviously, you were staying outside of Issy's threat range of 11, but clearly Issy did not respect your threat range of 13 with Kyrrax?
12.
12.
12. Yeah.
1 inch is all you need.
Yep, 100%. This is the point that I think he realizes is fuck. Because essentially, he's never taken either of those 2 scenario points now, really. Like, I'm going to have mine for the rest of the game, and he's never going to be able to get his 40 unless Tyrus comes in and does magical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your Vipex probably just camps that 50.
Yeah. Yeah,
for the
that's
day.
exactly what happens.
That Vipex that cost you the Paragon is in fact going to do what you need it to do instead and score you that 50.
Yeah, to be honest, just looking back on the game, I took a little bit of a risk in terms of what I did with the Paragon. Because if I missed the charge attack on that little ghosty boy, then I think I probably couldn't land the tricky where I wanted it. Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't land the tricky where you wanted it without the ghost being dead anyway, right?
I mean, that's fair, but I probably had other options in terms of maybe doing something I didn't want to do, which was put the Vipex in, essentially to kill, to contest his 40. Because then obviously Tyrus can kill the Vipex pretty easy.
Yeah.
This feels a bit rough for poor old Mathias here, who's come so close to this plan working, where he's 10-8, but you've held on by that magical point.
Yep.
Did you while we've got this close up, did you paint all this, Pete?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, Slapshot.
It looks like real good. I really like your tricky as well. I thought they all looked really, really awesome.
That I thoroughly believe that's the most difficult model I've ever painted. It's so hard to find where that model goes.
Did you assemble it all first and then paint it, or did you have it like partly assembled?
I partly assembled. Yeah, I basically I didn't stick any of it together. I just painted it without it stuck, and it was very hard to find. I pretty much just marked each of my snakes. I painted a different color to try to differentiate it for the eye. So
Sub-assembly is also a hell of a time to paint. Like, sometimes it's required, but boy howdy do I never feel good doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Mathias looks like he's going in the tank trying to figure out if there's any possible way out of this hole.
Yes. I think I dare say he certainly realised just the difficulty of dumping the payload, right? Like, he's going to buy himself another turn. But he won't score anything this turn. And I don't know if I score another, if he commits a model to contest my 40 here. I think he does. Yeah, there you go.
It looks like this is turn 6, just based on the dots on the thing. So, I guess his play here is just to try choke you out, because he is currently ahead. I'm just not sure how viable it is, I guess.
Yeah, trying to read the clock at the top. It looks like you might be... Are you sub 5 minutes here, Pete? Looks like you might be down to about...
I think Mathias has 8 minutes, and I think Pete has 3 minutes.
Yeah, I see it's just under 4, so you might be right there, that if that might be the one win condition that's left here, is just to try and put things in awkward places such that he can hang on to that 2-point sort of lead as long as he can. Because the other thing is, if he can keep Kyrrax away from those 40s, it's just the snake ladies who are left to actually to score it.
Yeah,
It's almost I don't think it's I don't know if the tools are there, but it's almost a case where you don't need to kill the tricky, you just need to kill the snake lady and make sure that Kyrrax never gets anywhere near those points again.
Yeah, but I mean, he probably just doesn't quite have the tools to kill the snake ladies. Stealth matters, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what he's doing with those little 2 dudes. I really don't. I think he's trying to bait me into an assassination, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not having it.
Kyrrax literally just walks away.
Yeah.
Beat up the 2 goons.
So as discussed before, I guess clock matters here. So you're playing pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty efficiently.
I generally play okay on clock, I think, unless I'm playing into Harask, which I learned this weekend. Yeah. That's the little spooky ghost. That's Valus Ghost. But then Tricky just kills Valus Ghost.
Do you stop to... Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say, do you stop to kill this thing that's contesting the 50 as well? Yeah, there it goes. Because you're still only down by 2 points, and if you're scoring your 40 there, you're contesting everything else. That's all you really needed. And there it is.
That looks like...
Looks like you went up to 15. Is that right?
Oh, you dunked the
Yeah,
still at 2 oh, you must have gone up to 13.
Yeah, 13's the score there.
13 to 10, and just with where the tricky is, there's no way of him scoring anything else.
I don't know why I didn't think about you dunking the payload, but obviously you do that in the last turn.
And essentially we just sort of said, we shook hands, and I'm like, dude, just kill models.
Get points.
We're checking out the room.
Checking out the room. Give the tricky little pat. Good boy.
Go, buddy. I guess, Ian, the philosophy of just kill everything else except the tricky, you'll be fine, you'll win games. Sometimes the tricky just does win your games. Yeah.
Now, how many times have I yelled at you for that answer?
Yeah,
When
I've said it a lot.
Yeah, you just kill everything else, don't worry about the tricky. I'm like, no. That gets you a turn, but that thing's still there.
Yeah, for sure. I agreed.
All right. Well, we can kind of wrap up here. Is there any shout outs you want to do, Pete? Anyone you want to thank, or anything else like that while you've got the mic?
I want to ask you a specific shout out. Who was your MVP the weekend in terms of models in your armies? Is it Mr. Tricky? Is it Pythia? Is it Random Lasher number 3? We know it's not Random Death Dealer number 5. He failed you.
Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. Always have. That's Terry. Terry's the worst.
Terry the Death Dealer.
Andrew isn't bad. Lasher number 2.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There was round 4 against Poland, there was one lasher that just kept on not dying, and then he prevented the cache from being dropped in best laid plans, and then he took the cache. He was pretty good. Yeah, we'll say Andrew. Why not? Andrew.
On yeah, Andrew.
Yeah.
It's a good common name.
Big shout out to my local Newcastle guys. And look, everyone on all of our teams. It was a great little week. I really enjoyed the experience. Didn't do as well as I personally would have liked to have done. But yeah, the experience was awesome. It was really, really good traveling with you guys. Do it anytime.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.